Morning, everyone. Welcome to another Rookie Card Collector 123 video. In today's episode, I'm going to continue the second part of the top 10 or top 20, I guess it is at this point now. Rarest Cobb early playing days cards. So we looked at cards from Cobb's rookie season last time, beginning in 1907. Up through 1909. I believe we covered one card from 1910. Today I'm going to cover cards spanning from 1910 to 1912. And the rarity factor on these is really incredible. I know doing the research, even though I was familiar with the various sets that we're going to look at, about half of the cards in here, like 5 out of the 10 cards, I've never actually seen in person before. So some really true rarities, population numbers. Safe to say all 10 of these cards are below 10 in terms of universal pop between PSA, SGC, and also probably raw cards that are out there. So cards that you'll very good chance you may never see or never come across, but definitely great to know what's out there in the event that you do come across something. You'll know how scarce it is. And if you get an opportunity to buy one of these, definitely might want to take advantage and may never see another one again. So without further ado, I'm going to start with the first of my list of 10 today. And I'm going to pull that one up. And this one is the 1910 Dockman and Son. There's a similar Dockman and Son E92 company card set that's put out. They're not very common, but they're certainly not as rare as this particular issue. You can see here, this card is actually still attached and still part of the candy box that these came from. One side of the box was the baseball player. You see the title on the top above the player image says All-Star Baseball Package, and underneath it'll say batter, Ty Cobb, Detroit, American, for American League. This one I've never seen the card before in person. Extremely rare. One of the really tough Ty Cobb candy cards out there, and obviously cut from a candy box. Okay, next one we're going to look at, number 2. This one is a 1910. It's called Juju Drums. Another candy card. Looks very similar to the Colgan's Chips, the round disc type of shape. This one's a different image, different type of font on it. And Cobb, I don't think I've seen this particular image or this pose on any other cards. Really striking example here. These, again, super rare, very low pop numbers. They're also cataloged as E286 in the American card catalog. Okay, moving on to the third Ty Cobb. And this one's going to be the 1910 Punch Cigars Ty Cobb. This is an issue produced in Cuba, not from the U.S. These were real photographs. They pictured the Detroit team from 1910 that played a winter ball sort of all-star tour of Cuba against Cuban national teams. And this Punch Cigar set is famous for having several Negro League, big, huge Negro League cards in there, including Jose Mendez and Pop Lloyd and Pete Hill from the U.S. Negro Leagues. But Sam Crawford, Ty Cobb, and the Detroit team from 1910 played in Cuba that winter, and they made cards of these guys. I believe this Cobb is a one of 3 cards known total to exist. And again, obviously extremely rare. Okay, moving on to the number 4 Ty Cobb card today. And we're still in the 1910 season here. And this one's going to be the 1910 Washington Times Ty Cobb. Washington Times was a super rare set put out by the newspaper. They had several of the big name stars from the day, including Cobb. And another one of those images that I don't think appears on any other baseball card. It's one of those duotone cards, so it's printed in red and white only. Okay, moving on to number 5. Compared to the others we looked at so far, this was one that you might realistically see at some point one day. Still very scarce. This is the 1910 to 11 Sporting Life cabinet. This one's got a nice image of Cobb in a batting pose with the full borders. Kind of looks like a T3 turkey red almost. A lot of similar characteristics to those. This was a very small set. They only made 5, I believe it was 5 cards in here, but there's a Christy Mathewson, there's a Hannes Wagner, there's the Ty Cobb. So some huge names in this set. They were cataloged as M110 in the American card catalog. So 1910 to 11 Sporting Life cabinet, Ty Cobb. Okay, I'm going to move on to number 6. And this one's going to be the 1911 Baltimore News. This is Ty Cobb. Similar pose to several candy cards, caramel cards from the era, including probably most famously the E98 anonymous set. So this one pictures Cobb in a leaping pose, catching the ball above his head. Nice blue background. And the Baltimore News card's another issue from a local newspaper. Extremely tough to find any of these. Again, they had some of the biggest stars from the day in that series, in addition to Cobb as well. Okay, next one up is going to be the number 7 for Cobb today. And this one is going to be a true cabinet card. This is the 1911 Jones, Kaiser, and Rarest. That's the name of the photography studio that took the picture here. This one's got a really nice full body pose of Cobb. Getting ready to bat with the stadium seating in the background. Again, super rare, oversized cabinets. These are going to run about 6 by 8.5, something like that. They are graded by the grading companies, PSA and SGC. Okay, moving on to number. And this one's going to be another cabinet card. This one is the 1911 Pinkerton cabinet. Pinkerton also put out, during the same era, they put out postcards and scorecards, oftentimes using the same images. But the rarest of the Pinkertons are the cabinet cards, which is what this is. They're cataloged as T5 in the American card catalog. And this one's got a nice batting image of Cobb, maybe bunting. This image I think we've seen on a couple of other cards, but another true early Cobb rarity. Okay, moving on to number 9. This one will look a little familiar. This one is the 1909, well, it looks like the 1909 Colgan's Chips, except you see the red edges around it. So this is actually from 1912, and this is called the Colgan's Chips Red Borders. Extremely rare set, much rarer than the original Colgan Chips series. And you almost never see these. Colgan's Chips also made one other series, which is also very scarce. They're called the Colgan's Chips Tin Tops. But this one is cataloged as E270-1 in the American Card Catalog. And this one pictures a nice portrait of Cobb with the red borders around it. And last but not least, we're moving on to number 10, the last card we're going to look at for Cobb early playing days cards today. And this is one of my favorites. This is from a very rare set, of course. This is the 1912 J = K candy. So this is another cutout from a candy box. And you'll see the top half of his head, his forehead basically, extends beyond the rest of the card. And oftentimes with these cards, the top half of the head ends up being torn off or creased or folded back or folded forward in order to keep it from being torn off and remain intact. So these are very condition sensitive. These J = K candy came in two different versions, a type 1 and a type 2. The type 1s are in color. The type 2s are in black and white. Of course, the color card's always the more desirable. And this is the type 1 for Ty Cobb. So that's going to wrap up today's episode on the next 10 early playing days cards of Ty Cobb that are super rare, following on the heels of the first episode where we covered his 10 earliest rare cards. I'll do future episodes where we'll move along further into his career, but I'm also going to mix in other players in between. It's not just a series about Ty Cobb. It's going to be lots of other guys as well. So I hope you enjoyed this kind of video. Have a great day, and I'll catch you guys again on the next one.